Spider-Man is great at keeping secrets, but sometimes his identity gets exposed. From big battles to shocking betrayals, there have been many times people found out who's under the mask. Today, we'll look at every time Spider-Man's secret identity was revealed. The first time Spider-Man's secret identity was revealed happened in The Amazing Spider-Man issue 12. It all started when Doc Ock kidnapped Betty Brant and challenged Spider-Man to a fight. But there was a big problem. Peter Parker was sick. His powers weren't working properly, so when he fought Doc Ock, he lost easily. And to make things worse, Doc Ock pulled off his mask in front of everyone. But here's the funny part. Nobody believed Peter Parker was really Spider-Man. Since he lost so quickly, everyone just thought he was pretending to be Spidey to save Betty. Peter got lucky this time, but his secret wouldn't stay safe forever. The next big reveal happened in The Amazing Spider-Man issue 39. And this time, it was Spider-Man's worst enemy, Green Goblin, who found out. Peter Parker had a bad cold, and just like before, it messed with his powers. His Spidey sense wasn't working right, so when he changed out of his Spider-Man suit in an alley, he had no idea that Green Goblin was watching. Later, Green Goblin surprised Peter by calling him by his real name, Peter Parker. But then came the biggest shock. Goblin took off his own mask and revealed that he was Norman Osborn. Norman Osborn would go on to become his most dangerous enemy, even killing Peter's girlfriend years later. This was one secret that wouldn't stay buried for long. Next. In The Amazing Spider-Man issue 87, Peter Parker made a huge mistake. He revealed his identity to his friends. And guess what? It happened because he was sick again. This time, Peter had the flu so bad that he thought he lost his powers forever. He walked into a party, holding his Spider-Man mask, and told his friends, Gwen, Harry, Mary Jane, and Captain Stacy, that he was Spider-Man, but his career was over. Then he ran off to the hospital, thinking the radiation in his blood was making him sick. Luckily, the doctor said he was fine. It was just the flu. But now, he had a big problem. His friends knew his secret. So he asked Hobie Brown, also known as the Prowler, to dress up as Spider-Man while Peter acted normal. Next, in The Amazing Spider-Man issue 90, Peter Parker learned that Captain George Stacy, Gwen Stacy's father, had known his secret all along. And sadly, it happened in one of the most heartbreaking moments of Spider-Man's life. During a fight, Spider-Man webbed up Doc Ock's mechanical arms, but they started swinging wildly. One of them smashed a chimney, sending a pile of rubble falling toward a little kid in the street. Without hesitating, Captain Stacy pushed the child to safety, but got crushed by the debris himself. Spidey rushed to save him, but it was too late. As Captain Stacy lay dying in Peter's arms, he revealed that he had always known Peter was Spider-Man. Next, in The Amazing Spider-Man issue 105, using his Spider Slayer robot, Smythe stole some tech that let him hack into security cameras all over the city. That's when he made a shocking discovery. He caught Peter Parker changing out of his Spider-Man suit on camera. When Peter realized this, he quickly came up with a genius plan. He went to Dr. Kurt Connors and asked him to make a fake, lifelike mask of his own face. Then, knowing Smythe was still watching, Peter made sure to be seen on another camera. He took off his Spider-Man mask, but underneath, he was wearing the fake Peter Parker mask. Then, he removed that mask too, making it look like Peter Parker was just another disguise, not his real identity. The trick worked. Smythe was discredited, and Peter's secret stayed safe. Next, in The Amazing Spider-Man issue 200, Peter Parker did something he had never done before. He revealed his identity to the man who took Uncle Ben's life. And the result was shocking. When he finally confronted him, he did something unexpected. He took off his mask and revealed that he was Peter Parker. The shock was too much for the burglar. He had a heart attack and died on the spot. Next, in the spectacular Spider-Man issue 1/10, Peter Parker got a big surprise. Daredevil revealed that he knew he was Spider-Man, and the crazy part? He had known for a long time. A riot broke out because of Sin Eater's arrest. Daredevil tried to stop it, but the angry crowd overwhelmed him. He called out for Spider-Man to help, but Peter didn't want to get involved. That's when Daredevil did something shocking. He called out, "Peter!" Hearing his real name snapped Peter out of it, and he rushed in to help. After everything calmed down, They had a private talk. Daredevil finally told Peter he had always known his secret. Next, in The Amazing Spider-Man issue 420, Spider-Man's identity was revealed in one of the most embarrassing ways possible. His clothes got blown off. It all started when Nate Gray, also known as X-Man, approached Peter Parker and asked for his help. He told Peter he knew about his web thing, but Peter, as usual, played dumb and denied everything. But Nate wasn't buying it. Being one of the most powerful psychics in the world, he already knew Peter was Spider-Man. Instead of arguing, he just pointed at Peter. And boom! Peter's clothes got shredded to pieces, revealing his Spider-Man costume underneath. Then, in The Amazing Spider-Man issue 248, Timothy, a 9-year-old boy, was in the hospital, and he had collected everything he could about Spider-Man: photos, newspaper clippings, and toys. When Spider-Man visited him, they spent time talking about Spidey's adventures, and Tim proudly showed off his collection. Before leaving, Spider-Man did something unexpected. He took off his mask and revealed that he was Peter Parker. He explained that he wasn't just Spider-Man, he was also the guy who took all the Spider-Man photos Tim had been collecting. Next, in The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, Issue 35, Peter Parker's secret identity was accidentally revealed in one of the worst ways possible. His Aunt May found out. After a brutal battle with Morlun, Peter was completely wrecked. Bloodied and barely able to move, he somehow made it back to his apartment, ripped off his tattered Spider-Man suit, and collapsed onto his bed. Not long after, Aunt May came by to check on him. But when she walked in, she saw something shocking: the remains of his Spider-Man costume lying on the floor. After decades of never knowing, she finally realized that her beloved nephew was Spider-Man. Next is the biggest reveal. In Civil War issue 2, Spider-Man did something nobody ever thought he would. He unmasked himself to the entire world. The story takes place during a huge event where the government passes the Superhero Registration Act, forcing all superheroes to reveal their identities and work under government control. To prove his commitment, he goes on live TV, removes his mask, and says, "My name is Peter Parker, and I've been Spider-Man since I was 15 years old." This moment changed everything. Now, everyone, friends, enemies, and strangers, knew who Spider-Man really was. It led to major problems for Peter, putting his loved ones in danger. Last in Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man issue 6. Peter Parker does the unthinkable. He unmasks himself to J. Jonah Jameson. The story, titled My Dinner with Jonah, starts with Spider-Man reluctantly agreeing to an interview with his longtime hater and former boss. At first, their conversation is heated. Jonah questions why Spidey wears a mask, arguing that police officers don't. That's when Peter does something huge. He removes his mask and tells Jonah, "You're not alone. I care. I'm Peter Parker." Jonah is stunned. All these years he's been fighting against Spider-Man, never realizing he was one of the best people he ever knew. This moment changes Jonah forever. And that's every time Spider-Man's identity was exposed. Some moments were sad, some were epic, but all of them changed his life. Did we miss any? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more awesome Spider-Man videos.